Snake, a game that needs no introduction. It was made by an engineer at Nokia in 1997 and made its first appearance when it came pre-installed on the Nokia 6110. The game was adapted from an arcade game called Blockade, which was just a 1v1 version of Snake where the player that died last won. Since its first release, the game has been on over 400 million mobile phones. In 2017, Google released their version of Snake. If you Google the word Snake, it pops up. This is simply a funny gimmick, and surely no one would put countless hours into speedrunning this shitty Flash game. Just kidding, people put countless hours into the shitty Flash game, and I'm here to tell you about its history. The first run to be uploaded to the page was a run by a player named Franzcore on the 24th of October 2018. It's obvious from this run that he was a new player. It takes him quite a while to react to new apples appearing, and even misses a few of them. In the end, he manages to collect 50 apples in a minute and 33 seconds. In his next world record, on the 1st of July 2019, he had clearly gotten much better at the game. Franz would turn towards the middle whenever he picked up an apple, since they are most likely to spawn away from the wall the player is closest to. His reactions to new apples were much faster, but he wasn't fast enough, as just 4 days later, a player named YarmyPlay beat his record. Remember this name. He got a 128, and at this point, it seemed that there was little time to gain from playing optimally, and would now be up to RNG. The apple spawns in Yarmy's run were far from optimal. On December 2nd, 2019, one tabloid got on a run. His first 10 apples were on par with Yarmy's. His next 10, however, were pretty unlucky. He guessed the wrong direction a few times. After that, his luck improved quite a bit, up until his last 5. He got insanely lucky and finished the run with a 124, improving the record by 4 seconds. But Yarmy would come back 9 days later. He shaved off a little bit of time in his first 10, but the next 10 after that, he gained an entire 5 seconds. Unfortunately, his last 10 were far from great, and he finished his run with a 122, a 2-second improvement. 4 days later, he set another world record. His apple luck was terrible in his first 40, but once he got to his last 10, they were simply incredible. He beat his previous record by 3 seconds. 12 days later, the player Asian Google Snake got on a run. He was on par with Yarmy on his 20th apple. Then, his next 20 got him an insane lead. He lost time on his last 10, but had enough of a lead to smash Yarmy's world record with a 113, the biggest improvement ever in this category. After that, runners took a break from the 50 apples category. In January of 2020, Yarmy would set 2 records, in the 25 and 100 apple categories. Players also started running the game's new modes. In wall mode, a new 1x1 wall appears every 2 apples collected. Players run 25, 50, and 100 apple modes. In fast mode, nothing changes except for the speed at which the snake moves, so people run 25, 50, 100, and all apples. It's impossible to die in peaceful mode, so warping through edges and going through yourself are all on the tables for ways to get apples faster. Near the end of January, a player named the Deer would set a record in the wall 25 mode. Yarmy previously lowered the record from a 37 to a 35, and Deer beat Yarmy's record by 3 seconds. This would be a very tough run to go up against, but in February, Yarmy went on a roll. He got 3 50 apple records in wall mode, 2 50 apple records in fast mode, and a bunch of others in different categories. Then, in March, he got 2 apples in a row while running for wall 25 record, allowing him to save a second over the Deer's run. But he wouldn't stop there. He got the classic all-world record, along with the wall 50, wall 100, and fast all over the next few months. Then, on the 3rd of June 2020, he got every single peaceful record in a single run. And finally, on the 4th, he got on this run. He got 50 apples in a minute and 12 seconds, and with that, he held every single world record on the leaderboards. While there's a lot of room for skill in Snake speedruns, competing for world records usually comes down to RNG. The fact that getting every world record would take an insane amount of grind and dedication didn't deter YarmyPlay. Yarmy is proof that with enough dedication, anything is achievable. But he didn't even stop there. A week later, he set a fast 100 apple record, then again 3 days later, alongside a fast 50 and fast 25 record. Unfortunately for Yarmy, his reign would end there. On the 20th of June, a player named Ploverms would take the peaceful 100 world record with a 2:23. A week later, on the 29th, I'm Schnippy would beat Yarmy's 50 apple world record. He had a mediocre run compared to the previous records up until his final 15, where he pulled ahead just enough to beat the record by 1 second with the 1:11. Yarmy would never hold all the records again. However, that doesn't mean he was done. On the 7th of June, Yarmy got on yet another run. This one didn't start off well at all. He was behind his 1:11 by 5 seconds at 35 apples. He slowly regained time over his next 10, and then this happened. A 1:09.83, and that's where the record stands today. Although Yarmy's reign didn't last, it was still an impressive achievement. It shows that dedication can get you to any goal you set for yourself. He set an impressive number of records over 15,000 attempts. There is obviously more room for improvement in the classic 50 apples category, but we'll just have to wait and see if anyone has the dedication to go for it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos, and I'll definitely be making more in the future. I'll see you next time.